Mullvad VPN just shocked the entire community, myself included, by releasing a browser.
Mullvad VPN, who was subject to a search warrant, but customer data was not compromised.
You will hear from different teams at Tor about the work they are doing and what to expect in 2024.
Proton made a splash when they announced their password manager, Proton Pass.
Federal and provincial privacy authorities have launched an investigation into the company behind the AI-powered chatbot, ChatGPT.
Minus tech tips, deleted. Tech linked, toasted. Tech quickie, gone.
Facebook's newest product hoping to take on Twitter, which I personally find to be a joke.
We are rolling out usernames, which should launch in early 2024.
Merely hours after Nothing Chats was released in the Play Store, it was absolutely torn to shreds by security researchers.
Digital Rights Awards 2023. Apparently that's what YouTubers do. It's been a year, and so I want to give out some of these awards, talk about 2023, and of course the future, 2024. I'm going to start with the most embarrassing cyber incident. And again, this is just my opinion. If you disagree, I would love to hear your comments down below. But my most embarrassing cyber incident was LastPass.
LastPass disclosed that they had a data breach, but said that no customer data was compromised. Don't worry about it. Well, 2 days before the Christmas break, LastPass announced that actually encrypted vaults were taken.
This was one of those incidents where it just gets worse and worse and worse the further you go into it. And I know we have the Move It breaches, and I thought about making that the incident, but it wasn't like one thing. The Move It incident was just so many things. But LastPass, that was just one incident. And it started off bad and it just got worse. If you're someone who's still on LastPass, there's not many services I actually urge people away from, but LastPass is one of them. Now, next award is the coolest service that I got my hands on this year, and this one was tough because there were a few good ones, but I did have to give it to the Synology box because I actually ended up using the Synology box, and it's actually where I'm reading some of my notes off of right now as I'm recording this video, and when I'm done recording this, it's gonna go onto the Synology box, and then our Clips editor, who I'll talk about later, can get access to it, and it's just incredible. So nothing beats the Synology box in terms of how it's consolidating my digital files instead of having to use centralized cloud providers that also have other limitations aside from just digital rights stuff. So yeah, I fell in love with my Synology box, and it's by far the coolest thing that I got my hands on. Now, most concerning news within digital rights. So this was news that impacted directly people within our community. And I'm gonna say it's kind of a double whammy here, and it's the same issue. So Rivo was an authenticator app, kind of like Google Authenticator, but it was really the main recommendation that everyone suggested on iOS. The only issue is they got bought out by a bigger company, and now no one trusts it anymore.
We don't really know anything about the company, so we can't say for sure that something is wrong. But that said, this is definitely not a good look.
And you think, okay, that was a one-time thing, right, Henry? And then, oh, no, that's Simple Suite got purchased also.
If you got those apps from the Play Store, you might start seeing kind of weird updates coming soon from these new owners of that.
So yeah, this is actually a little bit concerning for me. I don't want to keep seeing commonly suggested services get bought out by bigger companies who are going to try to profit off of that and make it crap like everything else in the world. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about this. I really hope to see that people continue contributing to these services because Rivo was free and open source, and also Simple was free and open source, and my guess is they just didn't have enough support to justify not selling out. So if you're listening to this, make sure you're contributing to the services that you use because that really does matter. But also there's a most concerning award for something that happens outside of digital rights. It still impacts digital rights, but it doesn't happen directly to a digital rights service. And I'm going to give this to just broadly all of the backdoor attempts that are happening for end-to-end encryption around the world. And we're seeing this not even necessarily from one specific country, but tons of different places that we're starting to see this roll out. And it's definitely concerning. I think once one major country actually gets away with passing this, it could be a very, very slippery slope from there. So I'm really hoping we don't see that. I am very concerned about this. Now let's cheer up with the award for what I'm most excited for, not just from 2023, but how it's going to actually impact privacy and security going forward. And I had to think a lot about this one, and this is going to be a little bit of a hot take, but I actually am going to give it to Apple's lockdown mode and Apple's iCloud advanced data protection, aka end-to-end encryption in iCloud. The reason why I'm excited for this, and I'm giving this award to Apple as if they care, is that I actually think that it is you know, I thought about giving it to Signal for usernames, but it wasn't done yet. I thought about giving it to Mullvad for their browser, and I think the browser is fantastic, and I was super excited about that. But at the end of the day, these are all niche tools that are going to benefit us within the digital rights space. What Apple has done is they've created a tool that can straight up fight government spyware and help protect journalists and actually maybe even save lives in the process. And iCloud's end-to-end encryption is the cleanest end-to-end encryption I've ever seen integrated on an operating system level ever. Nothing comes close to it. And again, I'm not saying lockdown mode nor iCloud are perfect, but I think just from the perspective of the amount of people who are going to get an instant security boost just from toggling 2 things on their Apple devices is super exciting to me. Now, the award for what I'm most surprised by. Definitely Facebook, aka Meta this year. They're still a terrible company. It's one of my least favorite companies in the world, but they did open up ActivityPub integration slightly so like you can like kind of interact with threads from Mastodon, which is super cool. And more importantly, they announced end-to-end encryption by default in Facebook Messenger with the optional ability for end-to-end encryption in groups, which you're like, why is that exciting? Well, that makes it arguably better than Telegram in some areas now. So I'd be pretty embarrassed if I was Telegram hearing that, wow, Facebook and Meta is doing something a little bit better than us, because Telegram still doesn't have default end-to-end encryption, and Telegram, as far as I know, still doesn't even offer the ability for end-to-end encryption in groups. So I don't know. Not bad, Facebook. Now, aside from other people in 2023, we at Techlore here broke 200,000 subscribers, which is just fantastic. I remember breaking 100K, and actually you can see it right there. It doesn't like hang anywhere, but it's just sitting there, that little plaque. So 200K is double that plaque, so that's awesome. And we received about 3.5 million views for 2023 on just the Techlore channel. Techlore Talks is our kind of new podcast that started really accelerating in 2023, and it got over 100,000 views on YouTube alone in 2023. We had some amazing interviews also on Techlore Talks.
Like your life is in danger, you may want to weigh the use of Tor higher than if you are just doing run-of-the-mill browsing. These kinds of things they require human judgment, and I'm not. That's not the service I'm providing. I'm just trying to provide the data that goes into those judgments.
I have a special guest with us. His name is Abdullah, and he helps work on NotSnook. Today we have Douglas Tuman on again on the channel. Seth, we are in Lisbon, Portugal, and we just finished up MoneroCon.
In some states, the DMV was selling, for heaven's sake, was selling the data when we got a license to some of the data brokers.
There is a bridge, but the bridge is just big enough for a small car, but not for buses.
We don't want to have access to our users' data at all. So we're not sending user data to our servers. We are not collecting data. We actually go so far, we don't even collect any telemetrics.
Now, Go Incognito is our course, and it's pretty legacy at this point. And the free version, despite it being kind of legacy, still got over 150,000 views on YouTube in 2023. And Premium has over 1,200 active students as of right now who will be automatically receiving V2. If you want to hop on that course and get V2 cheaper, you can get it right now down in the description. Surveillance Report is the weekly privacy and security news podcast that I do with Nate from The New Oil, which broke 14,000 subscribers on YouTube on its own channel and over 500,000 listens in 2023 between YouTube and the audio version. That's over 500,000 listens in a year. Techlore Clips is a brand new channel that we released to try to put out more short form content to reach new audiences, but also as a way for you all to be able to share smaller things with your friends and family. So we did a trial run, and it was so successful that we just brought on a new Clips editor on Techlore to take that completely over for us, and that's completely their job now. So it already got 1,500 subs and received about 50,000 views in just a little over half a year for its first ever, I guess, entry into this. It's brand new. And on this note, big announcement, Surveillance Report now has Surveillance Clips, which is a brand new channel, which just came out like yesterday on New Year's, where we'll be clipping notable stories from the normal Surveillance Report episodes into just a shorter video that's much easier to share with your friends. We've been seeing this. People say it's weird to share a 50-minute podcast with somebody when I just want to share them one story. And so the goal with this is we're going to clip more individual stories so that you all can share individual stories each week with your friends and family. It's not even at 100 subs yet at the time of writing the script, and we want to get that to at least 1,000 subs ASAP. So please help us out and subscribe to both Techlore Clips and Surveillance Clips to help us get a head start, and to give our new Clips editor for both of those channels a massive New Year's smile, which I'm sure they'll appreciate. And if you're like, oh my gosh, stats, I'm so done with numbers, that's cool. There's more important things than numbers. And on that note, we did continue our project of contributing to the projects we care about. Not only does some of your support to Techlore go to some of these digital rights organizations, but we also are a 1% for the Planet member. So 1% of all of our profits actually go towards 1% for the Planet, which recently we've been putting all of our money towards the Butte Environmental Council, which actually helps some of the stuff that happens locally in the area close-ish to where I live. Also, my personal channel, apparently, which I guess I forgot to mention. You should all subscribe to that as well for more personal content if you like me and you want to see more about me, which I'm realizing that people want that. I don't know why, but you guys do. So to start kind of summarizing this and heading into 2024, I just want to outline that we couldn't have done anything that we did in 2023 without the support from people on Patreon. You're all just fantastic, especially our major supporters on Patreon who are on the homepage of our website. Like, you guys contribute so much to what we do. People on LibrePay, people on Ko-fi, people who tipped us on Monero, people who sent us contributions through PayPal, people who purchased Go Incognito Premium, our amazing sponsors throughout the year like Tutanota, Ente, Notesnook, and of course all of our listeners who clicked one of our optional affiliate links. We actually get a lot of money from those, and they're optional, so it's a great win-win for everyone involved. If you want to get a privacy service and there's an affiliate link, just go through our affiliate link. That really helps us out. And even if you didn't take part in any of these things directly, you just watching this video contributes to our ability to reach more people and spread the message of digital rights, because algorithms like views, and yours tells them that people want to watch our content. So I do want to thank you as well just for being here. And in terms of 2024, expect Go Incognito V2 to be wrapped up. Again, get on that soon if you want a cheaper price, because you'll be grandfathered into the second version. Plexus V2 will be wrapped up as well. Perhaps a certain Nextcloud series will be done. A lot more amazing interviews that are some of them already planned, and I'm super excited for them. And of course, tons of video content across all the channels. I still go day to day and feel like I'm alone, and I feel like I'm assuming other people feel that way too, but just remember, there are millions of people who tune into just our content who are also passionate about what's going on, and we at Techlore are not the digital rights community. We're just a part of it. Many other incredible communities exist, many of which are actually larger than ours, and they also had fantastic years as well, where they also grew, and I'm happy for them as well, and I'm just happy to see the numbers growing across the board. And so thank you all again for a great year. Here's to a great 2024, and if you want to join us in our mission, check out all the ways to support us down below and be a part of what we're doing. And of course, don't forget to get subscribed to all of our channels, especially the new Surveillance Clips channel, because that one's brand new and I want to see it do well. So thank you all, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time on Techlore.